Welcome everyone to Until the Whistle Blows. I'm your host Jonathan Jones.
I am Jackson Todd.
And today we're going to be talking about sports.
NHL, the division leader records. Central division leader, Nashville Predators, 24-12. Then Pacific division leader is Vegas Golden Knights with a record of 23-14. Then the Atlantic division leader, Tampa Bay Lightning, 25-9. Then Metropolitan division leader, New York Rangers, 24-10. Then now currently Tampa Bay has the best record in the NHL. Their key factors to success is Steven Stamkos. He has 18 goals, 8 of those are coming off power play. Then Victor Hedman has 7 goals and 32 assists. Now, remember, this is the team that won the 2021 Stanley Cup and 2020 Stanley Cup. This year, if they all work together and keep the same chemistry how they've had for the past 2 years, they might be looking at a three-peat. And then 2 big games coming up is Vegas Golden Knights versus Tampa Bay, and then the Nashville Predators versus Tampa Bay in Nashville. How do you think those 2 games are going to be?
Well, I think Tampa Bay could definitely take the Golden Knights at home. It is going to be a tough team because the Vegas Golden Knights are the Pacific Division leaders, but I do think they can have better chances against Nashville. Even though it is in Nashville, Tampa Bay is on a hot streak right now. It'd be interesting to see how those games go. And now let's talk UFC. UFC 270 is coming up on January 22nd. Here are the fights in the UFC 270 main card. A welterweight matchup between Michael Pereira and Andre Fialho. A co-main event between flyweight champion Brandon Moreno and the 20-2-1 Deiveson Figueiredo. And the main event between the heavyweight champion 16-3 Francis Ngannou and the 10-0 undefeated Cyril Gane. And normally we would be talking about Jake Paul in boxing or YouTube, but now we are talking about him in the UFC. He is making UFC headlines. On January 1st, Jake Paul posted a tweet calling out the UFC president, Dana White, with 3 requests. 1. To increase minimum fighter pay to $50K, which it is $12K now. Number 2. Guarantee UFC fighters 50% of UFC annual revenues. And number 3. Provide long-term health care to all fighters. White says brain damage is a part of the gig, but Jake said, imagine if the NFL said that. He asked Dana White to accept these and implement his requests, and he also added, quote, once implemented, I will immediately retire from boxing, enter USADA, and agree to a one-fight deal with UFC to fight Weak Chin Jorge. He was referring to Jorge Masvidal. Dana White responded to this later with a video declining Jake's requests and adding comments like claiming Jake didn't actually write these requests himself and suggesting Jake is on steroids. So Jackson, what do you think? Should Dana White give Jake Paul this chance?
Yes. Dana needs to give Jake the chance to do it because with boxing, we've seen him do it. He does pretty good. We don't know if they're all rigged games or if not, so we don't know fully of how good he is. But putting him in like UFC and seeing him doing everything with fighting, with kicking into it, I just see more of a chance of like less rigging. It would probably be better for Jake Paul just to see how he can do.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see him in the octagon. Now, Jake has been persistent in trying to get this fight by tweeting, quote, if 1942 is steroids, then yes, I'm guilty, end quote. Also, a video of him training kicks for the UFC and his latest highest paid athlete under 25. So, who knows? It's not looking like Dana White's going to give it to him, but I say he should get the fight.
And also, he's coming off of a $40 million boxing career.
Oh, yeah. Time to talk playoffs, but before we do that, we want to take a minute to thank our sponsors. Our first sponsor is Cal Lily Day Spa and Salon. Cal Lily is a day spa located in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Cal Lily offers a variety of spa and salon services. They provide massage therapy, skin therapy, nail color, hair color, and of course haircuts. I've been there before. Great quality, friendly service. You should definitely check them out. They're located at 2705 Old Ford Parkway, Suite I in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. You can call them at 615-900-3156. And finally, we want to thank American Auto Care for sponsoring our first episode. American Auto Care is a mechanic shop in Nashville, Tennessee. It is a family-owned business that has been serving the Nashville area for over 25 years. They do ACs, brakes, tune-ups, and much more. This place is professional, honest, and an A+ triple B accredited business. So you can find them at 4696 Nolensville Pike in Nashville, Tennessee. And you can reach them at 615-781-AUTO or visit their website at americanautocare.business.site. Okay, wildcard weekend is over. The playoffs are set. The divisionals are set. So let's give you a breakdown of what's happened so far.
All right. For the AFC playoffs, Cincinnati beats Las Vegas 26-19 with an interception in the red zone with 12 seconds left in the regulation. The Patriots got demolished by the Bills 47-17, and Josh Allen rushed for 66 yards and 6 carries and threw 5 touchdown passes with 308 yards passing. Now, the Chiefs advanced to another playoff home game after defeating the Steelers 42-21, and Patrick Mahomes had an exponential game with 404 yards passing and 5 passing touchdowns.
And now let's talk the NFC. The Eagles failed to upset the number 2 Bucs 31-15, where Tom Brady threw to 9 different receivers for 271 yards, and the Bucs defense put up 2 sacks and 2 interceptions. Now the Rams blew out the Cardinals 34-11. The Ram defense put up 2 sacks and 2 interceptions as well, with one of them being a pick 6, while keeping Kyler Murray in check with only a 56% completion rate. And finally, the 49ers defeat the Cowboys on the road in a dramatic finish. Now here's what happened. Dak Prescott had ran for 16 yards on a QB draw with 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He slid down at the 24-yard line in 49er territory. Now here's the problem. The ref ran into the center trying to place the ball so the Cowboys can run another play. So the final second of the game ticked off just before Dak could spike it. The Cowboys should have given the ball to the ref before they tried to snap it. That's just NFL rules. The final score being 23-17, 49ers win. How do you feel about that situation?
McCarthy made a very bad mistake there. He should have done a pass instead of doing a QB sneak for 14 seconds. I believe Dak probably could have got that easy pass into the touchdown, just knowing his skill.
But they didn't able to get the spike off. Game over. San Francisco advances. So now, for the divisional is set, let's talk about who is in and who is out. For the NFC, the number 1 Green Bay Packers will be facing San Francisco, and the number 2 Tampa Bay Bucks will be facing LA Rams at Tampa Bay.
Now, for the AFC division, number 1 Tennessee Titans is going against Cincinnati Bengals in Nashville this weekend. And then Kansas City goes against Buffalo Bills in Kansas City.
Alright, now, finally, before we end off the show, let's make our predictions. Who is winning these divisionals? Jackson, go for the AFC.
I got the Titans winning by 14 points over the Bengals, and then I got the Buffalo Bills beating Kansas City by 21.
And for the NFC, I have the Green Bay Packers winning against San Francisco by 3 points by field goal, and I have Tampa Bay blowing out the LA Rams at Tampa Bay. Okay, thanks everyone for watching Until the Whistle Blows. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to be able to get more content. And I'm your host, Jonathan Jones.
And I'm Jackson Todd.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.